Today, let's walk through the process of making a drawstring bag. Welcome, I do sewing and DIY related content, and today's video is all about making these cute little drawstring bags. The best part is there is an Etsy pattern for this, so check in the description below. But as you can see, these are almost like lay flat bags, so you could use them to store makeup, perfect for organization, gift giving, put like a candle in it, and then the smaller bags are really fun for jewelry or tiny little items you want to store. So for these bags, what you're going to need is some sort of fabric. So I set these up so that you could really just get two fat quarters, one for the inside and then one for the outside. Cotton's really going to work the best, or some sort of woven material. Then we are going to need some ribbon. I would highly recommend like a grosgrain ribbon, and then you can get a little cord lock. So the way these work is you put your ribbon or your cord into them, and then there is that little spring to help lock it in place so that the drawstring stays closed. So with all of that said, we're going to go ahead and get started with making the bag. So you're going to take your first piece of fabric and fold it in half. As you can see here, I did hot dog style, and then fold it in half again so that the right edge is now touching the left edge. And then at the bottom, you see we have this corner. So this is our folded corner, and this is very important. We are going to put a tape measure, starting it at that corner, measure it up 5 inches or 9 inches if you're making the larger bag. And then we are just going to be going around, keeping the one edge of our tape measure at that folded corner, and then gently moving the other edge of our tape measure to create this quarter circle. So again, if you're making that bigger bag, this is just going to be 9 inches instead of the 5 inches. So once you have that quarter circle all traced out, you're then just going to take your scissors and cut it out. So cut through all of those layers of fabric that are folded. And then when we unfold this, what you see is that you actually have a pretty decent circle that we're able to use as the outside of our bag. So here's my circle, it looks great. Now I'm going to fold this in half, and basically we want to just cut this in half, so whichever way is easiest for you. I'm just going to put 2 little marks at either edge so that I know like where the direct top and bottom of the circle is, and then I'm just going to be cutting a straight line from those 2 marks that I just made. So as you can see here, I'm just going to go through and cut that straight line. If you are a little uneasy cutting that straight line, you could definitely have used some sort of straight edge to just mark that for yourself. But now I have these 2 halves and I'm going to be placing them together. So starting on that right side, I'm just going to pin this all the way up until I get to about 2 inches from the edge. So now I'm going to make a mark for where 1 inch from the edge is, so you can see that this board, 1 square is 1 inch. So I'm just going to be putting a mark or putting a quilting clip so that I can see that this is 1 inch. And then I'm going to be marking out 0.75 inches. So essentially 3/4 of an inch, and this is going to be my gap for my drawstring. So where my quilting clip is, you can see I have the one on the one side of the clear. So here's 1 mark, so I'm going to be sewing up to that mark, then leaving a gap, and then sewing the rest. So this is going to give me that nice little gap for my drawstring. I have my whole circle right here that I'm going to be sewing up. So just sewing 1 inch, leaving a gap, that's going to be 3/4 of an inch, and then sewing the rest, just using a straight seam all the way, being sure to backstitch. So as you can see here, I've just sewn up that little inch seam. So now I have this gap that I'm going to be leaving, and I'm just going to be sewing up the rest. So this is actually the same if you're making the smaller bag or the large bag. Just the large bag, you have a longer extra seam to sew up the rest of that circle, but everything has that same 3/4 of an inch gap that we will be using for our drawstring. So you can just see the 2 differences here. Now that we have that done, I'm going to press open the seam. So doing the same if you were making the large bag as well. So you just want to press it nice and flat, as then what we're going to be doing is we're going to be top stitching this. So we basically want to make it so that this opening for our drawstring is nice and clear and there's nothing in the way. So I'm just going to be taking a 1/4 inch top stitch on either side of the seam. So you'll have 2 sets of top stitching lines, so one on the left and one on the right side of the seam. So as you can see here, I have my sewing machine all set up. I'm just putting the edge of that presser foot where the seam actually is, and I'm just going to be taking a guiding seam all the way down. Again, this is about 1/4 of an inch. You could even do it less if you wanted, so if you wanted like 1/8 of an inch, but you're just taking a top stitch so that you're holding down that seam allowance in place, and then I'm going to be repeating this on the second side, so I'm able to hold both of those seam allowances in place and they're not going to get in the way of my drawstring. So now with that all done, we have the outside of our bag completed. So I'm just going to use this to trace out the lining. So as you can see here, I just have that circle on top of another layer of fabric, and I'm just going to be tracing this out so that I get a second circle, and this will serve as the lining for our bag. So now I'm going to take these and I'm going to put both these circles with right sides together, and then I am just going to be pinning up all the way around. So as you can see, the right sides of both my fabric are together, and I'm just going to be pinning this up, leaving about a 2-inch gap. Now, because this is a circle, it may be a little hard to exactly figure out 2 inches, but basically you just want to make it so that you are able to turn this right side out. So we're going to be starting at one of these double clips and going to the other double clip and then leaving this gap unsewn so that we're able to then turn this out so we can have a nice clean bag. So now I'm just going to be following along this curve, and I do have a video talking about how to sew on the curve if you want more information. Basically, you're going to have your left hand on the fabric, and then your right hand's just going to be guiding your fabric through the presser foot, keeping the edge of your fabric lined up with that presser foot, so you're able to follow the curve of the fabric to get this really nice sewn curve, so we're able to sew all the way around our circle. Now that we have that complete and I made sure to leave open that little gap, I'm just going to go through and clip the curve on this. So it just includes taking little notches so that when we turn this right side out, that seam allowance for our fabric has some place to go, and it's going to give us a nice and flat looking circle that we're able to use for our bag. And then when we're taking those clips, be sure you're not actually going through the seam, you're just getting as close to the seam as you can. Once that's complete, you're just going to turn your bag right side out through that opening that we had left earlier, trying to get this as smooth as you can with your hands, but then we are going to go and press this so that is laying nice and flat. You have these really nice curves. If you do struggle trying to get any of those little pieces to really have a nice curve shape, you could definitely use a pencil or a turning tool just to press it out. So now it is time to top stitch our bag. So basically we are going to be taking a top stitch all the way around the curve, so very similar to how we sewed the curve before. We're just going to be doing this on the outside, so making sure that we have this really nice and clean top stitch. So that's just a straight stitch that we are sewing all the way around our curve. This is going to allow us to close that opening as well that we had used for turning our bag right side out. Now we have 2 more circles we need to sew. The first is that we need to make this casing. So see that this is the opening of my drawstring little hole that we've created. I'm going to put my sewing machine needle at the very tip of that opening. And as you can see, I have this like fabric that's at the edge, and then I have these seam allowance guides on my sewing machine. So I am just going to be lining up a piece of cardboard, or if you want to put a piece of tape, so that you can see where you need your fabric to stay as you sew around this curve. So I also have this seam allowance guide, which is very helpful. It just serves as essentially we want to have our fabric always touching that guide as we go all the way around. So again, you could have used cardboard for this. And now I am just going to be sewing this curve up. So as you can see here, just making sure that my fabric stays in touch with that guide so that I'm able to sew that circle all the way around to give us the first part of our casing. So as you can see here, we now have the first step of our casing done. We've sewn that first circle, so now we just need to repeat the steps for the end of our casing. So making sure that we are lining up our sewing machine needle with the end of that opening that we had created, and just sewing another circle, which is going to be slightly smaller. And as I have my seam guide here, so this is about actually 1 inch of fabric almost that we are sewing, and I am just going to be taking a seam all the way around on that curve. Now, if you want a seam guide like this, I can include a link to the one that I have, but having a seam guide really is not necessary for this, as there's a lot of different ways to do it. So now it is time to actually put our ribbon in for our casing. So I have my ribbon already cut out here, and I'm going to attach it to a safety pin. And so here's my safety pin, and then I'm just going to be guiding it through that casing that we created. So you're going to use your safety pins, just push the ribbon through all the way, carefully guide it all the way around your bag, and then when you're happy with how it looks, feel free to adjust it if needed, and you can decide how big or small you really want this ribbon to be. The measurements provided in the pattern are if you want this to be a fully lay flat bag, so you don't actually have to use that much ribbon. Now here's my cord lock. As you can see, when I press it, it is unlocked, so there's that opening, and I'm now going to put both pieces of my ribbon into the opening, and then I'm going to pull it through the cord lock, and then I now have this nice little lock that I can use for my bag. I would say that the only extra step in this is if you want to tie a knot at the end of your ribbon, just so that the cord lock doesn't accidentally fall off at any point. and then cut your ribbon on a diagonal so that you have nice and neat edges. But here's what our bag currently looks like. I also made the larger size bag. All of the steps are exactly the same, just when you cut out your circles at the beginning, the measurements are a little different. I absolutely love how these bags turned out. They are so useful. You can use them for gifts, you can use them for jewelry, as you can see here. The bigger bag's perfect for makeup, or if you want to give it away as like a gift, like you put a candle inside. I also have one right now storing a lot of my electronics, such as like a portable battery and chargers. So if you are interested in making these bags and would like even more information for it, be sure to check out the pattern at my Etsy store in the description below. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what you want to see next.